A Doctor and Companion are only as good as the writing they are given. Luckily, 12 and Clara have some really good material. Zygon Invasion slash the Zygon Inversion is one of my favorite Capaldi episodes, and I think it gets better with each subsequent viewing. So the Zygons, it kind of continues off the plotline established in the Day of the Doctor with a nice little refresher. The Zygons are kind of living among the humans, and they're divided into two sects. One of them just want to, pretend to be humans and live in peace, while the other ones want to, so that like be their true selves and go to war with the humans. And this whole episode is about compromise and negotiations, diplomacy, very heavy topics, which the show doesn't touch on that often, but when they do a very good job at it. This one, of course, has a happier ending than Doctor Who and the Silurians, of course, but it's still pretty intense. Much lighter ending than it, I mean. I think Unit is well utilized in the plot. Sometimes they're not as well utilized as I'd like them to be. They kind of seem like background characters, but in this one, Kate Stewart and Osgood are right front and center. And I think Gemma Redgrave does a great performance, as does Ingrid Oliver. The twist where Clara is actually taken over by a Zygon, or cloned by a Zygon, that's a crazy twist. I didn't really see that coming the first time I saw the episode, but on the second time I was like, wow, I was such an idiot back then. It was so obvious. So of course this episode came out when I was 12, so sue me. That real dream sequence Claire was in is kind of like, it's kind of odd, Some of the American accents don't quite hit it, but I think most of them will do a pretty good job. It's a lot better than the American accents in, like, say, the gunfighters. They're passable. I really like how this episode has lady from the thick of it, Nicola something, because that's like the second thick of it alumni that Peter Capaldi has interacted with on the show, so that's kind of cool. So he wasn't in it that much, but it was still cool to see us because he was my favorite characters on the thick of it. Of course, the moment that stands out is the Doctor's speech at the end of the episode, his very anti-war peace speech, which the mid 2010s, were in the middle of that crazy like terrorism Afghanistan conflict. So I think that episode came out at the right time. Episodes like this, you could definitely tell what era they come out during, and what the Doctor said honestly needed to be said and still needs to be said. I don't know if Moffat wrote the speech or if Peter Holness wrote it, but whoever wrote it did a great job. There's a lot of subtle political messaging in this episode, and I think it's done a lot more smoothly than, say, Arachnids in the UK, where it's basically screaming at you, or say Orphan 55. I think this one is a lot more nuanced, and I don't know, it's just shows like both perspectives of it very well. I really like that. Anna Coleman also does a fantastic job in this episode, playing both Clara and Bonnie, of Dennis Coleman's standout moments in the show. And that's saying a lot, because she was on it for like 3 seasons, and she has a lot of good moments. But of course, Peter Capaldi steals the show yet again. It's definitely one of his high points as the Doctor. If I was going to make a video of like top 5 Capaldi scenes, this would be in it. It's just a beautifully written speech, beautifully acted by Capaldi. You could see the desperation, the sorrow, almost the PTSD in his voice. It's fantastic. Another scene I really liked is this. He's only in it for like a couple minutes, but that Zygon the Doctor finds who wants to be his true self, but he can't because Bonnie's turning him back into a Zygon, and then he fucking kills himself. Like, that's pretty dark for Doctor Who. That's something I'd expect to see on Torchwood. But yeah, that's pretty dark for Doctor Who. Oh my god. How do we get from that to space babies? Also, the scene where like the Zygon pretends to be the soldier's mom and then lures them in and then kills them all. Like, this episode's fucking dark. I'm not gonna lie. Something I wish happened is we saw Osgood a couple more times. Zeke disappears after this episode. And it's weird because, like, the way they end it, it's like, come on, we got work to do, other Osgood. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. Probably gonna see you in season 10. Nope. Okay, maybe we'll see you in season 11. Nope. 12? Nope. 13? Nope. 14? Nope. So this is kind of a strange place to end it on. But I don't know. I really like Osgood. Her first appearance, kind of like, I could take it or leave it, but she really grows into the character in this one. I have not listened to the unit box sets yet because they are expensive, and I don't want to spend any money. I'm a college student. I can't afford the unit box sets, but I've heard they are pretty good. But yeah, great two-parter. Let me know what you guys thought of it down in the comments below, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.